Hi, welcome to the latest edition of Ragic Office Hour. And let's get started by doing a recap on our latest feature. Today we're going to introduce a feature for you to very conveniently define the default notifications for your users. So as you know, there's a set of default configurations for all users when you add a new user to your organization account. So their configuration will look something like this. So if I click on my settings, so it will have some overall settings like this. So for emails, I'm gonna receive these kind of notifications. For these kind of notifications, it's gonna be, and this will list the types of notifications that will be sent to us on these notification events. But sometimes you don't want this type of default notification to be used, notification setting to be used for all of your new users. So we introduced a new way for you to configure the default notification for all new users that you have. And we also have a way for you to change the user notification configurations in batch, so that for the past existing users, you can use the batch update to update the notifications for all of your users. So we can go to the notifications feature and click here to set the default notifications or batch modify multiple user settings. So click here. And here we'll show the default setting. So if we change the default setting here, it's gonna affect the default setting if the user is a new user or has not changed any of their default notification settings. So if a user has changed customized their own notification setting, and this will not be applied. This is only the default for the users if the user has not made any customizations to their notification setting. Okay, so here you can define all the defaults that you would like for new users and users that has not done any customization on their notification setting. And if there are a lot of users who doesn't know or know how to go into their notification setting and change their setting, you can also choose a group of user or choose the user that you want to that you would like to modify their notification setting for. So you can choose a group, or you can even choose everyone, and you will be able to change their notification setting from this overall settings screen. So this is pretty handy for users if you're for system administrators and you're managing a lot of users, and sometimes when users want to turn off some kind of notification or want to turn on some kind of notification, if you have this configuration, you will be able to change all of their settings at the same time. Like maybe you've recently introduced a new type of notification, like you would like your new users to use push notifications from their app, and you will be able to change all of their settings from this overall settings for all of your users with a default or with a batch notify notification setting change. All right, and I hope this is helpful for you, for system administrators, to modify how your users access their data, gets their notifications. And this is mainly from our users' feedback, because there are lots of big big organizations that are using Ragic, and they find it kind of difficult to ask all of their users to change certain type of notification setting, or if they made some changes to their form design and system design, and they would like to make some larger changes to notification settings for all their users. So this kind of feature will be really helpful when you're managing a lot of users in large organizations when using Ragic. Okay, so let's get back to our office hour questions. First one, hide fields from export section. All right. Hi Jeff, another simple but brilliant idea in my opinion. All right. Please add a checkbox into field setting panel to make possible to hide a field from Excel CSV exporting section. There are often a bunch of system, interim, or supplementary fields which are just annoying users when they are performing exports. It would be great to have a way to hide it from there. Let's take a look at the video. Add a checkbox into field settings. So if you configure a field to not appear in this list of available fields, I guess, so they will never appear in any type of Excel CSV exports. I guess that kind of makes sense in when you have a lot of like hidden fields, or if you have a lot of fields that are interim fields for calculations. That would make a lot of sense. Yeah, okay. I will mention this to our development team, and let's see if we can if this is a good idea for implementation. It doesn't look too hard to implement, but I'm not sure if it's applicable to in lots of situations. I think it will probably be useful. All right. All right. Thank you for your suggestion. Okay, next question. Layout question. I'd like to make a layout suggestion for creating sheets in Ragic. Currently, you can make fields longer, but the label field cannot merge or make bigger, take up more than one cell. Can you look into making it so that the label field can take up more than one cell as a design? All right, I think it should be possible, but I'm having trouble imagining in places why it would be useful. I guess in certain layout situations, it would be useful to make the label part longer. You mean to, like, when you go to design mode and you want to make this, maybe because when you change the column span, it changes the value, how many columns that the value spans, but not the label. So I guess you would like to make the label span more columns. Well, I guess it makes sense to have this kind of configuration, but if you're able to provide us with a bit more scenarios, like some screenshots of your form design, to see why this kind of label column span configuration would be really useful in your specific layout, and it will be a lot more it will be very useful for us to decide on the design that will help you out with this kind of layout need. All right. Reasonable. So be helpful if provide us with some sample form screenshots so we can All right, and thank you for your suggestion, and hopefully we can get a bit more detail on what kind of use cases that this kind of layout configuration would be very useful. Oops. All right, and that's it for the questions for the latest office hour. And if you have any other questions, please feel free to use the office hour question sheet, and I will be answering your questions in 2 weeks. All right, thank you and goodbye.